Hello everybody, Angie here. I'm coming on to do the weekly make for the hashtag ABCs plus 3 challenge hosted here by myself and Anna G over at Making Joyful Journals. We have been going through the entire alphabet week by week and challenging ourselves trying to find a minimum of at least 3 items with that particular letter, starts with that particular letter, and make a tag or a journal card or something with that item. It has been such a pleasure to bring this challenge to you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. It has been going on for, geez, it's just right at ending at 6 months here to get through the entire alphabet week by week. And I am sorry to say, it's kind of a little bittersweet, we are on letter Z, last letter of the alphabet. So I've got my items here. We're going to get these makes done and see what we can come up with. And it has definitely been a challenge. Yes, some weeks have been easier than others, but when we've gotten to this last couple months, let me tell you, whoo, it's been a struggle some weeks. Just trying to find some pieces that are cohesively blend together to make a nice piece out of it for you guys. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. And as I said, I have my pieces here. I've got this substrate here. It's kind of like poster board. I've been using this on some other makes. And this is just a strip that I had left. I cut it down to 4 inches in width, and you'll see why in a minute, because one of the pieces that I am working with, one of the elements, are quite wide. So hopefully it will fit on here. I don't want to go any bigger than that, but hopefully I can cut it down to fit on there. And then I'll cut it to size. I don't know, probably 6.5 inches and make a tag or something out of it. Okay, so my prompts for the letter Z are zigzag. Got some zigzag trim here. I know we call it like rickrack, but it is in the shape of zigzag, so that's one. I went to my plant book and I found this plant here, Zinnia. Quite pretty. It shows the stem of it here and talks about the plant there, and then it shows it in full growth there. This Zinnia pulverulenta. I probably just totally screwed that up, but it's a quite pretty flower. It kind of droops down, really pretty. And let's see, I like to read on these things, kind of, you know, you learn something as you go. So I'm gonna fussy cut that out hopefully and use that. I may use that piece as well. So that's my first Z and my second Z. My third Z is this pretty little guy right here, and that is called a zebra butterfly. Okay, so I'm going to use that pretty thing. I also have this little quote here. It says, "Nothing contributes so much to tranquilize the mind as a steady purpose." And I only chose that because it has a Z word in there, tranquilize. So I may use that. Then I went to my herb and plant garden, herb and flower book here, and this is a different book than this one. And I found this flower. It's called Zausner. I'm not even going to attempt that, but you see that's it right there. That's it in a bush form right there at full growth, and that's the individual stem there. And they hummingbirds are drawn to those in late fall. So right around this time, maybe next month sometime, September, October. And it actually says here, I thought I read that it is in some parts of Colorado. Yeah, below 6,000 feet, it's common in Colorado, the native range. I have not particularly recall saying I've seen that particular plant, but sometimes you can see a plant and you don't know what it's called. You just say, oh, that's pretty, and you carry on. So I may have seen one, may not, who knows. But I'm gonna fussy cut that out, and I may use that as well, and I may use that. So I've got plenty of Z words. So that's 1, 2, 3 on this page, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 Z words. So we're just going to try and work with those and make something nice. I've got this piece of collage digital here. I thought it might be nice for a background. It's very neutral and soft tone, and I thought I'd use that as a background. Okay, and this is the piece I said that I'm going to use focus on. That's going to be my main, because that's my bright color for my element, for my tag. So I'm going to fussy cut that out first and see how much space it needs and go from there. Okay, so for a pop of color, I thought that would look really nice against that collage base. is what my thought was. So let's just hope for the best. And I'm not going to do anything too precise. I'm just cutting. I'm going to try and keep it somewhat neat, but I don't want to take too much time up on the video for you guys. So I'm just going to, but as you can see here, see how wide that is? So I'm going to trim around, and if I have to cut some of those stamens off, I will. But I'll try to save them if I can. We'll see. See where I have to trim. I don't want to go any wider than 4 inches. I think that's large enough. As a matter of fact, that one right there, I'm just going to cut it so you could just see the tip. Just like that. And I would like to cut out the hummingbird also and use that, but I'm going to have to do it in 2 pieces because it's just going to be too wide to cut it all out as one. So I'm going to lose a bit of his beak when I cut around the flower, and then I will cut out the hummingbird and see if I can use the hummingbird as well. I have only, in my yard this year, I have only seen 1 hummingbird. Can you believe that? I didn't put out my hummingbird feeder this year. I had a really hard time with it last year with the bees. The bees were coming around, and they were bothering my dog. So I didn't put it up this year. I had planned on it. I had planned on just moving it, but I forgot. And I never ended up putting it up. And my neighbors to one side, they have hummingbird feeders. The following like 3 houses down, they all have hummingbird feeders. And I was like, okay, well, even though I don't have mine, that should still draw them, and I'll be able to enjoy it from a distance, you know. But I don't know, they just didn't come around this year. We had such a wet season, so much rain. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But I noticed as I was, you know, walking through the neighborhood throughout the spring and summer, when I passed by the backyard, the hummingbird feeders were always empty too. So that could have something to do with it. They're not real good about, you know, they have them out there, the hummingbird feeders and the bird feeders, but they don't fill them. I'm like, why? Come on, guys. I almost want to just go over there and fill them myself, but yeah, so I always noticed that both the bird feeders and the hummingbird feeders were empty, so I think they just got a little lazy this year. It happens. So I only saw 1 the whole spring and summer. 1 hummingbird. So I'm definitely going to pull mine out for next spring and be ready for them. Okay, so that's all of that I need. Now I need to figure out where I'm going to trim. I have to lose some of his beak. He might look funny with a short beak, but we can still tell it's a hummingbird. Okay, I want to trim down a little bit of this white space here. Okay, that's, if I had more time, I would really get in there and pull more of that white out, but that will just take too much time. I could have done it off camera, but I wanted you to see the name of the plant that I cannot pronounce. So I thought I would leave the whole page intact for y'all. But that's pretty good. Okay, see, and see like that? See? It's almost 4 inches, so I could snip a little away. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm going to cut this out because I may use this as well. Never know. Okay, and I'm going to cut out the name of the plant as well. Got a nice little label there. Okay. And then I think I will cut out this plant here, the Zinnia. Because they kind of look oh no, I guess not. I was gonna say they kind of look the same, but I guess they don't. I was looking at a lot of flowers and I guess I got it mixed up. So I remember seeing another white one that kind of drooped down like this and it caught my eye. That's a pretty name, Zinnia. And this one says that grows in Colorado as well. Somewhere I read that. I was like, oh, there's all kinds of plants here that I'm unfamiliar with. All right, very pretty. I think those will complement each other. I'm going to save this. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but even if I don't, I want to keep it. Okay, got all my cutting out, guys, out of the way. Let's see what we can come up with. I'm thinking this is almost 6 inches, so I think I'm going to cut this, my substrate, to, I'm going to say 6 1/2. Well, I'll go 6 3/4. Be a big one. Plenty of room. Yeah, if I want to cut it down, I still can. Okay. And I don't have to use it all, I guess. I could kind of let it hang off. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's put my base down. very pretty. Let's go ahead and do a tag shape. And I think I want to do vintage photo. I originally thought about doing green, but I don't want there to be too much green. I still want it to look like a vintage tag. If I do green, it might be a little too much. Okay, let's see what we can do. Yeah, I think that looks very nice on there. And I like the fact that there's two different shades of green in there too. That's why I thought about using both plants. So I mean, in the forest and in parks and in the wilderness, there's more than one plant growing. They all just kind of hang out together. The only thing is the hummingbird is coming from the left, so I have to kind of angle things. I want this on this side. I don't know how well that's going to work unless I move this all the way over here. Maybe cut this plant out. Hummingbird's coming in for some nectar. I could do that, yeah. Let's do that. I'm going to trim this little bud away. Have it hanging out like that, I think. And maybe not use this, I don't know. I want the hummingbird, so I'm gonna have him coming in this direction. And we've got to put our butterfly in there somewhere. Maybe something like that. Maybe he's already hanging out over here. And he's getting ready to I think I like that better like that. Okay. And let's see. Got some of this zigzag trim. Oh, that looks really nice. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to start with this. It's raining. And I have my dog outside. She wanted to go out. I knew I should have brought her in before I started this video, but she wanted to be out there. Hope she has enough sense to get out of the rain. She usually does. Usually. Sometimes I'll go out there and it's just hot and she'll just be laying there and rain will be falling on her. She doesn't even mind. It's not coming down heavy though. I'll go check on her as soon as I'm done here. Should be all right. 15-20 minutes. She's got shelter. She's just, she wants to go get in her house or not. Okay. And then before I put that down, I think I want this right there. Yep. Gonna sneeze, guys. Excuse me. Pardon me for that. Let's try to hold it. Yep. I'll just go across like that. Oh, this has tape on it. I didn't even realize that. Well, that's nice. I don't trust the tape anyway, so reinforce it with glue. Oh, that's nice. Yes. Okay. Trim that off. Okay. I don't think I need any more of that. I kind of want both of these plants though. I don't really care about where his wings are positioned. I'm just looking. I just want to make sure that the word tranquilize can be seen. So I know I have my Z word. That's what I was looking for there. Prop the wings up a little. Just a little bit. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to leave that off. He's coming in at this angle. Yeah, I like that. Trim up these edges. Okay, I'm thinking, hold on, I have some scrap vellum here. Let me see how this will look. Should have did this before I did the trim. Thinking about putting a pocket on here. Let me trim this off. Let me just see how this is gonna look. I just never know for sure. Jagged, rough pocket edge. Yeah, let's go for it. I could stitch around that too later if I change my mind. I like that, but I like that a lot. Okay, and then I could use these as little journal spots as well. Oh, it's already stopped raining. Good. Just a little light shower. Okay. Just put that on there. And I have a stamp with lines on it, but it'll take me too long to dig it out. So I am just going to how cute is that? Oh, I love it. Nothing goes to waste. Everything I chose gets used. Love it. Love it, love it. Sometimes we'll use like a credit card, edge of a credit card, and just do like this and make some, and I'm not making them exactly straight, but that's okay. Oh, I love it. Not bad at all. And then these can go tucked. Well, I kind of left his in there like that. And you got extra journal spots. I do need a tag topper though. Oh, I didn't use the word. Let's do that. I'm gonna have to trim it down though, because it's kind of big. We'll just go across the top. Trying to get it straight. Okay, that wasn't too bad. What do you guys think? I like it. Hope you guys do too. Here is my tag. It is 4 by 6 3/4. Yep. And we've got a zebra butterfly. We've got zigzag trim. We've got the flower Zinnia, whatever that is. So that's 3. And there's a word quote in there, and it's got a Z word in there, tranquilize. And then we've actually got the images of the 2 flowers that are starting with Z right there. And there's the back for writing. We've got a couple of extra little spots right there. Okay, well that was a lot of fun. What do you guys think? I hope you guys like it. And I did make one off camera. It is somewhat similar, but I tried to, as I was making this one, trying to come up with some quick ideas. That's why I thought of the pocket for these 2, just to make them a little bit different, to give you guys a little different idea. And here's what I came up with this one. Okay, I referred to the same 2 books that I did on this one, and I chose the Zinnia. I'm not going to try to pronounce the second word, Zinnia. And that's this yellow flower here. It shows the plant as well as how it grows in the bush. Very beautiful plant. I used another zebra butterfly and the word. So the word that the flower, Zinnia, zebra butterfly, and the actual image of the Zinnia on that one. And then on this one, all I did, I left it more like a journal card shape. I used the same type of substrate, like white poster board, but I just took some brown and yellow to the background, kind of smudged it around, and did some water droplets and did the ink release and kind of pulled some of the ink away, so you see some of the splotches here and there. And then I just wanted to bring in some green bling to the corners. I brought in some leaf trim underneath the word element there, and I just plopped that zebra butterfly kind of right in the middle, so to speak. So both equally as pretty. I really like them both. I hope you guys like them. And unfortunately, I am sad to say that is it for the hashtag ABCs plus 3 challenge, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending time with me and joining in on this challenge and supporting my channel and watching the videos. I would like to take a moment and say thank you on behalf of Anna. I hope you guys have been hopping over to her channel and showing some love and support to her. She has some additional makes each week, equally as beautiful and fun. So please hop over to see what she makes for the letter Z. And unfortunately, guys, that is it. So I'm going to have to come up with something else to do for the next challenge or next makes or what have you. But I hope you've been enjoying this. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. And as always, God bless, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.